Today we are going to be reading Madeline, which was one of my favorite stories when I was younger. So let's look at Madeline. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. In 2 straight lines they broke their bread and brushed their teeth and went to bed. They smiled at the good and frowned at the bad. Looks like someone's stealing something over here. And sometimes they were very sad. They left the house at 9:30 in 2 straight lines. In rain or shine. The smallest one was Madeline. She was not afraid of mice. She loved winter, snow, and ice. To the tiger at the zoo, Madeline just said, "Pooh-pooh." And nobody knew so well how to frighten Miss Clavel. In the middle of one night, Miss Clavel turned on her light and said, "Something is just not right." Little Madeline sat in bed, cried and cried, her eyes were red. And soon after Dr. Cone came, he rushed to the phone and he dialed, "Dan Ton Ton, 6, nurse." He said, "It is an appendix." In a car with a red light, they drove out into the night. Madeline woke 2 hours later in a room with flowers. Madeline soon ate and drank. On her bed there was a crank and a crack on the ceiling that had a habit of looking like a rabbit. Yeah, see how that crack looks like a rabbit? One nice morning, Miss Clavel said, "Isn't this a fine day to visit Madeline?" Tiptoeing with solemn faces, with some flowers and vases. In they walked and then said, "Ah!" when they saw the toys and candy and the dollhouse from Papa. But the biggest surprise by far, on her stomach was a scar. So her appendix burst. So she had to have a scar and take it out. "Goodbye," they said, "we'll come again." And the little girls left in the rain. They went home and broke their bread, brushed their teeth, and went to bed. They're all up and thinking about something. In the middle of the night, Miss Clavel turned on the light and said, "Something is just not right." And afraid of a disaster, Miss Clavel ran fast and faster. And she said, "Please, children, do tell me what is troubling you." And all the little girls cried, "Boo-hoo! We want to have our appendix out too." "Good night, little girls. Thank the Lord you are well. And now go to sleep," said Miss Clavel. And she turned out the light and closed the door. And that's all there is. There isn't any more. So do you think when they visited the hospital and saw Madeline with all of her toys, maybe they were a little bit jealous? And they thought, maybe my appendix needs to be taken out too. So that was Madeline, the smallest but bravest of them all.